It's regenerative homesteader here, and I'm turning the hose on full blast. Yeah, we're digging with water again this morning in preparations for major water restrictions coming next year in Arizona. I'm taking every little bit of water that spills over and using it every way I can. You can see here I've got a kind of a rinky-dinky rain gutter that was salvaged, and it's blowing in the middle, so I lose about 50% of my water down onto this block here. And that potentially can drain this garage. So instead of buying new rain gutter and having it installed, I'm going to go for the poor man's rain gutter. Since I practically already have a downspout, which is a drip zone, I'll let it drip onto that square block, but then follow this trench line onto a small tree guild. Yeah, and water makes everything so much easier. I do have some great tools, which is this, it's kind of a shovel pick. I thought it was funny, but you know, it replaces a pick. I can put my whole weight down into it. Breaks up the soil pretty well, but without the assistance of some water, this dense soil is quite difficult to dig in manually. But a little bit of water, looks like we've got enough, does the job. Water not only helps me dig, but it helps me find level. If I stop the water's flow, I can see which way the water pools and where it goes. And I know where I'm headed, so I don't necessarily need a level. I'm going to bury some pipe that I salvaged, put some holes in it. That is an 1.5 inch pipe. I found another piece that's about 5 feet. That's just long enough for this line. It's going to act like a dead drain. The holes in the pipe are going to allow the water in and direct the flow over to the tree guild. It's a poor man's rain gutter, but I'll tell you, it does the job, and you'll never see it once it's buried. 2 mornings later, sure, it's great to have a vented drain pipe that directs water away from the house, but you got to have a place for that water to go. In this case, it would just kind of dead end into the plants and may potentially back up the drain plane. So that's why I put this together. This is a salvaged plastic box I found. It seems to be part of a suitcase of some sort. It's quite thick, which is what I like about it, and sturdy. So I've drilled some 1.5 inch holes on each side, one for the intake and one lower for the overflow. The water will come into the box and soak into the ground beneath it, and then any water that might fill this box up will first go into the overflow. That's this pipe on the right. And that'll just drain off into the vegetation. Up top we have a ventilation pipe. It's not required, but it sure makes water flow nicely. So that's just a 1/2 inch PVC pipe. Combined, it should make for a great little salvage drain box. Let's look at the inside real quick. Nothing too special. I'm holding this pipe in place with just an extra fitting. This is a butt joint, I call them. Okay, we'll put the drain box in the hole. It's a bit of a tight fit, so we're going to take a bit of a shim. I don't mind digging, but I like to dig as little as I can. So let's level it out a bit. Let's straighten this back pipe. There's your overflow pipe for those extra rainy days. That's right, we're catching drainage from this odd rain gutter. It seems to be spilling right there. It's going to hit a rock, and it's going to come down here. It's going to drain into this beautiful 4-in-1 tree combo that I have reduced. Now that I've got a nice pipe and rock taco going on here with the fabric, let's wrap it up. We'll make a burrito And it should be just about done. We'll fill in this pipe. We'll let that overflow pipe stick just above the ground. That's not just an overflow, but that's an air vent. Main overflow is on the end of the box there. There we are, the drain. Well, you can't see it. Well, you don't need to. Oh, what's the, all except for that little white pipe sticking up. And that'll soon be mostly buried. Yeah, I really lucked out when it came to finding this plastic box. But even a bucket can make a nice drain box. You just gotta have some place for the water to drain to. In this case, I'm going slightly uphill. And so I have no downhill approach for the water to enter into. And so this is kind of my homemade downhill approach. Let's get her buried. Oh yeah. Goodbye, wasteful flood zone. And thank you, hidden uphill drainage system and DIY drain box.